work with Bivol, but I told everybody Bivol different, yo. He's fundamentally sound. He's tough. He's solid. He trains hard. He don't waste his punches. He's just a very technically sound dude. He was gonna be a problem for Canelo, and I still think with the second fight, he's still gonna be a problem with that one too. But guys, I guess this here, man. Guess. We got the professor of the sweet science, Mike Fox, in the building. Let's bring him in.
Big Fest. Yes, sir. That's my brother. What's up, man? Sir. Y'all, can I do this one?
Go ahead, bro.
Man, I gotta do this. I know every guest that come on here, but there's certain ones that it's a different relationship with, man. Like I'm talking about, Junior in the hospital, Junior still, man, Tech, you straight, you need something, whatever. That deep type of relationship. This guy right here, man, watch him grow up. I'm ecstatically proud of this man. We got the real one here. One of the few that the old timers can look at and say, you know what, I like this guy. I tip my hat to this kid. Professor MYKAL Fox is in the Kenichi Bed Studios, y'all. Yes, indeed.
What's good, though?
Yes,
What's
indeed.
up with you, man? How you been, man?
I can't call it, man. I can't call it.
I know that's right.
For the fight. We training.
For sure. When's your fight date?
October 8th, man. Carson, California.
Okay.
We got Mean Machine across the ring, so we looking at taking a big step coming back.
That's a huge step, man. I love that fight for you, though. Yeah. I love that fight. In Carson, that's like a historical event.
Yeah. Dignity Sports Arena, formerly Stub Hub. I think it had one other name too, but I don't really know.
Yeah. How's training camp been for you leading up to this fight?
Training camp's been good. It's part of the reason I'm late. I apologize.
No, you good, man.
I really do.
Where was we gonna go, Mike?
Yeah, I feel you. But I told y'all 3. That means something to me, man. My word means something. But I'd finished up sparring with Trayvon Marshall. We sparred Wednesday and today. So shout out to Trayvon Marshall coming through giving rounds.
Big snipe.
Andrew Council as well.
Yeah.
The week before that we got 2. Then we got 2 in with Jalil. We got 2 sessions in with Jalil and a session in with Kobe Breedy. So we working hard, man. We putting in work. You see the caliber, the level I'm sparring. This isn't a fight. Mm-hmm. I don't take any fight lightly. So each fight after 10, I was more important to me than the last one.
Oh, for sure. I've met you, I've known you, but I didn't grow up in the gym with y'all. So I don't know you like he know you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I like to ask deeper questions, like how did you get your start in boxing? Like what does boxing mean to you?
Oh yeah, well, I was like 4. I was 4 going on 5, but my birthday's in October, so about 4 years old, my brother, my father, we went to, my brother was playing football. We followed a couple of those guys to the gym. They said, hey, man, we're gonna check out this boxing gym. It was Hillcrest. It was Hillcrest Boxing Gym. So they went there, we stayed, my brother was doing the 2-sport thing for a second. Mm-hmm. We played football and he boxed. But then, the guys that we went there, they went back to football. Ted stayed, I stayed, and when those dudes came back, Ted was on fire. Ted was piecing these guys up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, I was young. I was 4. I was spar every now and then, but I always had to give up age and stuff. And it was guys, they was working with me. Actually, the first person I ever sparred was Dusty Harrison. Shout out to Dusty Harrison. October 1st, he's back.
Yeah, primo.
Good to see him back in the ring. Good to see him looking smaller too.
Yeah,
hey, good work, Dusty. Good work, man. They didn't think you do it. I ain't gonna lie. I work. I was like, dang, Dusty's humongous.
Hey yo, this is the part y'all don't get. BINK already said, I already know I ain't gonna have to talk this episode because y'all too stupid. Because I'm telling y'all, y'all don't understand.
Funny
Fest
as hell, bro.
is low key funny as hell. I got so many stories I'm gonna tell on this joint, y'all. Go ahead.
I be chilling, man. I be chilling, but shout out to and let me just say, I hold a high regard to everybody I spar. So seeing Dusty Harrison make his way back to the ring is a big deal. For me, I'm proud. I'm actually proud to see it. This is like an older brother to me. Shout out to my teammate Greg Outlaw. He was just up here. He's fighting on the card, and big shout out to Anthony Peterson. That's one of the guys I looked up to like the most. Like, Anthony Peterson and Lamar Peterson coming up on ESPN. Dudes was monsters. You know what I mean? Especially Anthony Peterson. Like, I think he still got that up in him. You know what I mean? He hasn't had to break it out yet, but like that ESPN is still going to be one that could clip one of these young guys, you know, and he's got the record to put himself right back in a big fight. So, you know, shout out to that card. And, you know, and shout out to PBC for putting me on October 8th on the Fundora Ocampo undercard.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So what about boxing at that young age made you stay where everybody else went back to go play football?
I mean, when I was in there, man, I was just hitting bags. I like, you know, you just like hitting stuff. I ain't listen to no bells. I ain't had no form or nothing. And then, like, you know, I think one day, you know, my dad was there, and then Mr. McCann, RIP to Mr. McCann, Bardell McCann. He finally said, like, I think he told my father, he's like, man, I mean, he in here, man. Get some hand rides, let's show him some stuff. I think at the time, you know, when I was young, they just was letting me punch myself out so I go to sleep at night. But, you know, but then they said, yeah, he's like, man, let's see if we can get him to grasp some of this stuff. And then, yeah, I did, and I stuck with it. I liked it, you know. 4 years old, first sparring set, or by this time I think it was 5. I think my spar Dusty got tuned up real nice because Dusty had a couple years over me, and he has already been fighting. Tuned me up real nice, and then but I didn't want to leave, man. I didn't want to leave. But despite anything that happened in the ring, even the days I'm working miss with my dad, he hit me boom on the side of the head. Still came back every day, man.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to ask you, did you hit a crazy growth spurt and you had to adjust to your height, or was you always kind of tall?
I was there for that, y'all.
But the thing about it is, like, everything that happened to me happened to Ted first. But like, you know, Ted, and I think it has to do with, you know, at what point you know, born in the year. You know, my brother's birthday is in March. Okay. You know what I mean? So, you know, he got tall. He was the one that really had to make the adjustment. You know, my mother tells all the time, I told y'all father y'all was gonna be tall. He ain't think so. You know, that's their word. I let them have that conversation. Yeah. But yeah, he got tall, like, you know, and we got up to like, he spotted up to like 6 feet. But we used to be smaller than everybody. Ted's too. He spotted up to like 6 feet. He's like scrunching down because he don't understand. Like they asked my dad, like, Coach, man, why you fight like that? Why you scrunching down? He's supposed to be up here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's favorite Tommy Hearns, you know what I mean? And then he said, oh man, he just got tall. He just got tall. So we knew it was gonna happen for me. We didn't necessarily know when, but by the time I was already making the adjustments. But you know, I didn't actually have the growth spurt till like some 11th grade. The year, like towards the end of the year, I started getting tall. After summer, I come back taller. 12th grade, I graduated like 6'3.5". Now I'm like a solid 6'4". I was just talking to Andrew Council Wednesday. He was like, man, you getting taller? I said, I can't. I don't think so. He said, no, I'm telling you. He said, and he looked at my shoe. I had on boxing shoes. He was like, man, you might be getting taller. I like, oh, all right.
Same here, bro.
Right. So with the height gain, did you what did you add to your style, to your game that was a benefit for you with your height? Oh,
I mean, the thing is about what happened when we was still shorter than people. You know, we were able to move and be elusive and, you know, dip up under people and things like that. That's kind of one thing that, you know, that's one thing we kept when we were shorter and smaller than everybody. You know, so I'm still at 6'4". I'm still, you know, moving around the ring, gliding around the ring and stuff like that. Coordination. Right. That coordination, I kept that. Right. I kept that, and, you know, and, you know, on the best and worst days I have sparring or anything like that, they come down to what my legs feel like that day. You know, to be truthfully honest, if my legs is messed up, I know what kind of day it's gonna be. Like, I might try. I'm trying. Like, man, I ain't gonna have it today. Right. We're gonna have to fight a little bit. I know that. That's just me. That's how I go in my heart. Like, we're gonna have to fight something. This is what it's gonna have to be. But I always know that the night that the fight comes, my legs gonna be fresh. You know what I mean? When I'm in training camp, put a lot of hard work in. So, you know, days will come where my legs will toe up. You know what I mean? And then sparring sessions I'm never necessarily out of a sparring session, but you'll look and see, like, man, yeah, that's, you was getting them today. You was getting them today, and then I was like, man, if I can't, but I'm in the mindset, I can't move. I'm gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So are you used to fighting smaller guys? I want to ask you another question after this.
I know. Yeah, I think I know what you're going to ask. I don't know though for sure. But
you probably got it. You probably got it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm 6'4". Like, I remember on the last broadcast they said, man, he's probably like the tallest welterweight. You know, like at 6'4", I have a height advantage over every weight class up until heavyweight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a short heavyweight. I would be like 6'4". I'd be a short heavyweight as long as Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are still boxing. You know, that's a short heavyweight. So I'm used to it, man. I mean, that's what I've gotten from fight 1 to fight 25.
Yeah,
dudes was like shorter than me. Tall. I think the tall, like the last dude I fought, he's like 5'11", and they're like, man, that's exceptionally tall for the weight class.
Yeah,
right.
That's exceptionally tall for the weight class.
Right.
And there's Fox, who's 6'4", which is like freakish for the weight class.
Right. So that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you think a fight with you and Fundora will ever come into fruition?
I knew.
Why?
I mean, I remember somebody said like, Fundora could make 47. Would you fight him? So it's not really too many people I'm gonna say no to unless there's like there got to be a if I ever say no to a fight, I'll have a reason for you. You know what I mean? I'll have a reason for you whether you buy it or not. But like, I don't think if he comes, if he was to be at 47, I'd fight him. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's gonna present a different challenge. But there's money involved. Mike Fox is a prize fighter. So
Indeed.
straight like that.
I love it. I love it.
Bro, I remember when he started getting tall. This is like right around the time where Sly was like, after he fought Frank Alonso, he's like coming back home. So Keystone was starting to throw fights damn near every month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably February. I see him. I see Mike. Mike was about right here to my shoulder, like below my shoulder. 2 months go by, because at first Keystone was doing like every month, and then they skip a month, then they come back the next month. Yeah, right there below my shoulder. Skipped a month, he come back, he at my shoulder. 2 months later, wait, hold the how the hell? And I swear, bro, I swear to God, that's how it went. That 1 year. Am I lying, Mike? Like that was that 1 year.
It was something like that. Like
it was, bro. I said, stop growing. He was walking to the dressing room.
He used to always say that.
Stop growing, bro.
I said, bro,
he said, I ain't me, man.
There's nothing I can do about that.
And I'm growing, and at the same time, and people still say the same thing, man. You look like you still growing. No, I'm not, dog. Like that's just how. And the thing I always admired about him and Sly is, and I've learned from them, is how they could change heights on you, change levels on you. Okay, all right. I'm gonna squat on you. I'm gonna give you a feint from here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and stick this boom, boom, boom. And I was like, oh my, his first pro fight, he fought this guy from Mexico. This guy, I could hear the guy saying the stuff in Spanish, and I know what he's saying to Mike. And Mike didn't know what he was saying at first, and then he said something. Mike said, man, what you say? So we fight. So Mike going there, Mike didn't get touched. The first, I never forget this. First pro fight, Mike going there. And I'm nervous because it's a close friend of mine. Like, oh, all right, come on, bro, do your thing. Do your thing, whatever. Man, Swift Jerry Hurd walk up. Shoot, they might as well go ahead and pick somebody else tonight because he ain't get touched. He ain't do nothing.
Nah, like nothing, really with that fight, I remember, I can tell you about that. Shout out to Ross Malavinsky, Keystone Boxing. You know, he put us on. Pro debut was April 18, 2014 against David Ruiz. They found David Ruiz the week of the fight. They said Ross was in the room going crazy trying to actually find me a fight, because at that time I was coming in under 140. Coming in under 140 at the lowest I've ever come into the ring. I mean, weight in that was 136. And when I told Bug that, Bug was like, man, oh goddamn, how you get down there? How you get down there like that? And I was just like, oh man, just he's still small. He tall, but he ain't real big. But anyway, I remember with that one, the guy that brought the coach, we were in the ring, doing the final instructions. He kept saying, he's like, man, look at his chin. That's what we going for. Look at his chin. That was going for an old black dude. And then he's like, and now as last time we touched gloves, I said, look at it. you a man, he's a boy. I was 18 at the time. So I just felt like, man, I'm about to piece this dude up. So I'm like, something bad. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the early fights, you know, my father said, man, look, we're going to put you in with some guys. They're going to be sturdy. He said, man, the only chance they really have is to knock you out. That's the only chance they have. You're going to be better than everybody you fighting up against in these first fights. So don't give them a chance to knock you out. That's where the footwork and the movement come through, you know, where it's like, you know, having the head girl off, I mean, I saw everything, but you also get a sense that, you know, shots are more dangerous. Like, really, I watched that fight. At one point, somebody was asking, man, did you get hit at all? I was like, man, I think like 4 times I really remember catching anything. And that was 4 rounds. So in four rounds, you landed one punch per round.
Yeah.
Pretty good stats to me.
That's fantastic stats, man. Hey, real quick, shout out to Greg Outlaw in the chat. Say, let's go, Chuck.
Shooter.
Best
Outlaw.
pure boxer in the game. Mike, a.k.a. Chuck, my boy. Your brother said, give it up for Chuck. Hashtag brothers Chuck Outlaw.
Hey, man. That's my man, Greg. But let me tell you, like, when Greg came, joined up on the team, man, it was beneficial for both of us. Like, Greg, I think it helped Greg speed along, like, kind of fast track his
development.
Career, his development. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? By this time, my father had worked with Tez for about 16, 17 fights. He worked with me about I was in the teens as well. He had worked with Tony Thompson. You know, he had a lot of experience. So he told me, man, you know, come rock with us, man. You know, come train if you really want to try to turn pro and everything. But like having him there, having Greg Outlaw there, having somebody who's always around your size, you know, that's a blessing. Like we can spar all the time. Like if for some reason we couldn't go to any other gyms, we could spar each other. And then like that next week, all right, y'all been working, we're gonna go to Headbangers. Lamont gonna bring Lamont Roach call, he gonna bring Lil Lamont and everybody through. Or Lamont Peterson will call, bring Max, shout out to Max Garland, and he'll bring Anthony through.
Man, I remember. Y'all don't understand how funny things, different things be. I'll be nervous and he'll be saying something, make me loose, make me relax, whatever. But man, I never get one time. I tell a funny story. We at Rosecroft. I got dead like right after. So this particular fight about the fight, right? And he talking cash trash. He fought this white boy out of Lynchburg. His name was Jesse Noriega. I don't think Mike was even pro. Mike wasn't even pro yet. We was just because you remember me and you would hang out the whole fight. We would hang out the whole fight. So we walk up, we about to tell him, all right, man, do your thing, whatever. Man, I don't know why they introducing his name. I was like, the heck, man, it's my time. I'm trying not to laugh, and then Mike just give me this look. so then all of a sudden the security dude, yeah, man, that dude been talking cash trash all day, man, whatever. So we go around watching the fight, beating the mess out of this white boy from Lynchburg, right where my mom from, near where my mom from in Chatham, Lynchburg, Virginia. This dude name was Jesse Noriega. He was getting pieced up. I mean, the boy was turning red, everything. And the cop that always used to work the fights, Conrad, came over to it. Man, they need to stop this. Man, he getting this bubble. Me and Mike looked dead at him and said, yeah, but if he get clipped, because this boy looks strong. If he hit him one time, you see how slow he hit him one time, it's over. Man, all of a sudden, this fool kept doing this Philly shell, whatever, with his head in the air.
I told you, he doing it wrong. You told him to sit down. He doing it wrong.
I'm standing right there. He said, this ain't going. I'm like, no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't make me laugh. He said, this ain't gonna be good. I said, I know he about to run right into it. Soon as he did, boom, he hit him right in the forehead. This man was stumble, hit the canvas. And all of a sudden, somebody in the crowd said, thanks, man. I was trying to see how the grip on the bottom of the shoes was.
I didn't even hear that, boy. That's terrible.
Somebody was right
terrible,
there.
son.
Like, wait, you was right here.
Yeah.
Conrad, right, the dude was right there. He said, it was another fighter. I ain't gonna say who it was, but he said, man, I was trying to figure out how the grip on the bottom of the boots was. And we was done, dog.
Hey, boxing rough out here, man.
Yeah,
Boxing rough. The fan bases, everything. Yeah.
He was winning every round, too.
No, all it takes is one, bro. All it takes is one.
Me and Mike was like, Mike sitting there giving me this look. Shh, man, I don't know how this about to go. And I'll be dying laughing the whole time, man.
Because it probably was it a 4-rounder?
It was a 4.
Yeah,
it was a 4-rounder.
Yeah,
and it was in the 4th.
Yeah, and the 4-rounders be tricky. So like my father, he was like, man, you probably gonna take like one more 4-rounder. We're moving to 6. He says too much margin for error.
Yeah.
So my first 4-rounder was my first 6-rounder, was actually January 17th, 2015. I fought Luis Rodriguez, at the DC Convention Center.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but there wasn't a big margin of error because I seen dudes fight. Like dudes fighting, trying to get them up out of there. Got knocked down. Got a draw with a bum record. I don't try to speak ill of people, but that record was terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he moved us to 6 rounds. He moved me to 6 rounds as quick as he could. He said, man, I ain't got time for you. We starting slow and getting in the deficit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? We trained, we got in shape for 6 rounds. And that was like the first fight, and people were worried because that was the first fight I got like hit like really, really clean.
Yeah.
He was like, Blues, no, you good, right? I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm good, I'm fine.
Yeah, I know expected it. Yeah.
I know exactly what he hit me with, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you don't hit me with that again. But I mean, when you are like a pure boxer, as they refer to me as, is like when they see you take a big shot, you know what I mean? Like every, you know what I'm saying, they call you ring generals and everything, but like every general was a soldier first. You know what I'm saying? So you was in them trenches, you got caught, you took yours. So I got hit, boom. I'm like, damn, that was fine. I was fine. I'm like, oh, nah. That's why I was like, welcome to the sport. But I can hear people like, shake it off, man, shake it off. I'm fine.
I'm relaxed. Like, I'm good, y'all.
Yeah, no, the crazy part was where I was, because remember we walked out with you. I walked out with you. So where I stayed right by the corner. When people was doing it, I said, I knew he was fine because the first thing I looked at was his legs, and he was fine. I was like, oh, he's good. Yeah, and I looked at his eyes. He wasn't glassy. I was like, yeah, I know he's
exactly.
fine. He's fine.
Shot a jab, brought it back low. He rocked on the jump, straight left. I was southpaw versus southpaw. Shot left over top, boom. I'm like, shit.
Should have got touched with that.
Yeah, like, like that's on me. Lazy jab. You know what I'm saying? And by that time, it was only the second round. I hadn't like really established it clean. Like I know when I started landing, like you land a few jabs, but then once you start landing like really clean, like for me, once I start landing clean, not really gonna miss him no more. Especially if you giving me like the same look. You got now, it makes them have to start giving a different look. Things like that.
For sure. I got a question for you in the chat from the Nobody 718. He said, question for Mike. How was it to share the ring with the DC legend Chop Cooley?
Shout out Big L. What's up, baby? I know that was him.
For me, it was, I was on it, but I had a job to do. I mean, that was a big deal just because, like, I mean, really, I was on the undercard with Damon Nicholson and everything, but like, really, me and Chop actually brought like a lot of buzz to that card. Yeah, it was a lot going on too. Shout out to Tony Jeter for giving us the platform and everything. Shout out to Maryland Live because first card of Maryland Live, they called me. My dad called me and said, "Yeah, we got Chop. You want to fight Chop?" I was like, "Yeah, I fight Chop." He said, at first we was thinking about it. We was like, because my dad was a Chop fan. So he thought about it. Then he called me back like, hold on, man. So like, let me ask you something. Take Chop's name off that record. Who else with that record you turning down? I was like, nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. He said, all right, so we got a fight to do. I said, I bet. You know what I'm saying? I immediately started watching Chop fights. But then I remember, but we get to the weigh-in. First they moved us. First we were untelevised. Then they moved us to TV. So we got. Man, we want more money. Then we're gonna be on TV. We want more money. Yeah, and that's how I got my first TV fight. My first TV fight was against DeMarcus Chop Corley. So I'm always gonna remember that. But I remember. I'm gonna tell you, we were at the fighter meeting. I'm sitting there with Ray Flores and Michael Woodsy, who I in the future will end up actually commentating with him before. We'll get into that in a second. But so we're sitting down. Ray or Mike, they were like, all right, so I'm just to give you a little inside information, man. Chop said he's gonna knock you out. Chop been already saying that. He had been saying that for a minute.
He said that about everybody.
Yeah, and that part too. He said he's gonna knock out Eric Hernandez. So I'm down the way, so I ain't even got a whole bunch of energy. But I'm like, so what? You supposed to say that? That's literally about that. So you supposed to say that?
Mm-hmm.
So then everybody said, oh, okay, cool. And then everybody moved. And then my dad, like, I think my dad had heard enough of it, but he's like, man, hold up, man. Let me just like step in, man. Look, he's supposed to say that. That's the only chance he has to be my son.
Right.
He said if he would have sparred my son, he wouldn't have took this fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that
he said
now.
he would have sparred my son. He wouldn't have took this fight. He said, all right, so if it goes 10 rounds, he loses. That was my first 10 rounds too. He's gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
He can't box with my son for 10 rounds. Like I said, if he would have sparred my son before this night, he would not have taken this fight. You know what I mean? And I mean, even like, and I'm taking chop serious. I'm training. I wasn't training for old man chop. I'm training for the chop that almost clipped Cotto, that hurt Floyd multiple times. I'm training for that chop. The one that fought Zab, the one that fought Randall Bailey. That's the one I'm getting ready for. I wasn't getting ready for old man chop. Maybe if I were, I would have been able to get a stoppage or whatever. But like, I train for people I try to train people at their best.
At their best.
At their absolute best. Or whatever time that was, you at your best. You know what I'm saying? So you fall under that, my night gets easier. You know what I mean? So I don't care how many times you drop a fight. Night you get in the ring with me, you the man.
Yeah.
You the man, and I'm coming to beat you.
No doubt.
But yeah, so yeah, it was a great experience. Box got the victory, got it clean. One of the scores was a little closer than I would have liked, but everybody, we right person won, blah blah blah. But that was like one of the first times I ever got booed, and I'm like, man, this is Maryland. I'm supposed to be, but everybody was like waiting for Chop to
drop the big shot.
Yeah, he ran about the big shot. They were basically like, do you think, for one night only, Chop's going to become 27 again? Nah, bro, like everybody, Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah,
and time was on Father. All time was on my side that night. You know what I mean? I know what he could have did. He hit me with that big ass hook he hurt everybody with.
Mm-hmm.
That joint had like the whole side of my face down, like the back of my head. Like it landed here, but the back of my head was like hot. I'm like, what the? I'm
like behind your ear?
Yeah, like behind my ear, but it was a clean jump, punch completely. But it like when it hit me, boom, it's like this shit warm. I said that's probably a warning. so I keep on the jab, and I mean, and the thing is, Chop still like, even now he's still real elusive, real sharp. Like when he fought Linwood Doja, that was a good, fight.
Good.
That was a good fight. He was real elusive on during my fight. I wasn't always hitting him clean, but when I did. I wasn't always hitting him clean. I hit him clean sometimes, and then but he didn't hit. I didn't give him nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give him nothing. And, as the rounds go by, that's 1 round to sus. It's 2 rounds to sus. 3 rounds to sus. We should be up 4. I said, nah, he probably got that one. He said, all right, man, pick it up now. I bet. And then he said, oh, you did it. And now by the time 9 and 10, you had 9 rounds. What you gonna do? Don't let him clip you in the 10th. I said, all right, bet. Yeah. And then we hold a victory over a former world champion.
That's what's up.
Chapter always has my respect for that, but I know that he didn't take me seriously in that fight.
Yeah,
he didn't take me seriously in that fight. I mean, the people he was sparring the kids. I mean, he was sparring kids, moving around with them, just thinking this is like he's sparring like this is come see Chop fight around the area again. I'm like, yo, I'm not the fall guy for this.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Right.
I got a career I got to work on. I don't really get to come. If I lost, I don't think I get to come back from that.
What was your record at the time when you fought Chop?
I was 17-0.
Okay.
17-0. No, 16-0. I won 17-0. I fought again. I was 18. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Guys, real quick, we got the phone lines open. The number and the access code at the bottom of the screen. If you guys want to call in and holler at the professor, Mike Fox, the lines are open.
Come holler at me.
I took a little slack as he was coming up the ladder because I would sit there and tell me, I was like, it's going to be difficult to beat. Because no matter what you do with Mike, it's so hard to break him out of his game plan. He's like, I've never won. I've seen him from his you don't understand, been around him from his very first fight up. So I've damn near been in the dressing room majority of the time. And I knew early on, this is going to be difficult for people to beat him because you got some guys where you can hit them. I got to get it back right now. Where in Mike's case, I'm going to get it back. But I'm going to get it back as I keep on sticking to this whole game plan as I'm whooping on you for these next. What is it? All right, it's round 6. All right, yeah, we got 4 to 6 more rounds of this. So I remember I had a conversation with somebody and I said, might have to start using that line. that old line that they said back in the day about certain fighters. Because when I started hearing certain cards early in his career, I knew what was coming. Like, okay, he's going to have to take some B-side fights. And he's going to have that old saying, 1, you're southpaw, 2, you're black, and 3, you're damn good.
Yeah. The Marvin Hagler don't.
Yeah. And I'm not say the person I had the conversation with, but they agree with. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be the issue for him. And
it's 3 strikes now because now they know I can fight. After the last one, they know I can fight. So like, he's tall, he's southpaw, and he can fight. So you know, I mean, but I mean, in that, I mean, we would never like even when there was a time where you remember Ross, like he stopped throwing fights for a while. Excuse me. He had stopped throwing fights for a while. So remember that. You probably remember that website, Make a Fight.
Yep.
I'll put my name on that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we gonna keep things moving. You know, I tried to get a fight there. We had a name, we had everything. It was at the time my father told me about it. It was like a couple weeks. A couple weeks. He said it's a 10-rounder though. And at that point I had only been 6. But you know, we didn't want to stop. We didn't want to stop him. Like a lot of people once Raw stopped, you know, throwing cards. They didn't fight no more.
Yeah, they went stagnant.
I mean, and I think because Ross was willing to work with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you know, some of those dudes he worked with, they wanted 2 easier fights, and then it showed.
Size, size. Go ahead.
We got a caller in the chat right now. I'm gonna bring him in right now. Then I'll let you get going.
Oh yeah, because I got something on that.
Caller number 1, welcome to the chat.
Hey, what's going on, Michael Fox, man? I'm a very big fan, very huge fan.
That's Tez.
I just want to know.
Slizer.
What up, though?
What's
I
up,
just want
baby?
to know, are you worried at all about Carl being desperate because this may be his final time out, or what is the game plan?
I mean, the main thing is that, you know, we both been away for almost the same amount of time. And, you know, I'm desperate too. I have to prove that I can perform like I did August 7th, 2021. I got to prove I can perform like that all the time. You know, that wasn't a one night only thing. So if he's desperate, so am I. But the game plan is to, you know, mainly to perfect what I did well in that fight and fix what I did wrong in that fight. And once we get that, I think me and Machine's gonna have a lot of trouble.
Yes, sir.
Well said.
Yes, sir.
I like that. So my second question is, are you going to look for a stoppage at all?
I think that if I with a stoppage, it's not going to be in a fashion that, you know, he kind of quits. I think his team, or if we get a stoppage, the best way it's going to happen is if his team or if the commission decides they don't want to see anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's becoming uncompetitive. But you know, the main goal is to, you know, fight clean, not give him any hope by any blind punches that get landed. You know, and really force him to kind of step out of his character and then create more openness for me.
So you're playing the boxing into submission.
Hey, caller, can you turn your background noise down?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm done. That was the last question. Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
All right, man. Thank you for calling. Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all, fellas, man. Okay, appreciate y'all.
All right.
No doubt.
Man, to the Ross thing. But people don't know. I always say Ross and Jing in my first job, like I was in college and I would be their file clerk. So I would see a lot of these fights kind of get made a little bit. Like they would be on the phone or something happened. So one particular day, I'm coming into work and I never seen Ross, like he wasn't mad, but he was just like slightly irritated. Gene was irritated. And the way that Keystone Cards was working was, if I remember, I remember it was Ty Barnett was like, Ty Barnett and Dusty were like the first main events. Then as they progressed, then it was, I want to say Damon and Jerry was switching in and out. Alantez was the main event. Mike Reed was the next one. Then Monster Mark Jones was the next one after that, who was another main event guy. And they would switch, like one time it would be Jared as the main event, next time it would be Ted, next time it would be Jared, whatever. And I remember one time I walked into work and Dave was like, yeah, such and such came in here mad about the fight. I said, why he almost killed the kid? They said, nah, they feel like, why did I throw him in there with a guy like that? And then he fought the next fight and the kid was doing good against him. And they felt upset that, man, what you doing throwing him in there with a guy like that? Whatever. It's like, nah, he fought good. And I remember Gene telling me, he said, I told these guys, even though y'all had a lot of good amateur experience, I've been in the rings thousands of times, it's still the pros, your first couple fights. Gene told, I remember them telling me, it's like, first few fights, I want to give them, easy opponents, get them used to being pros. But after that, each fight I put them in there with, it's for them to win, but it's for them to develop. So when they get to the lights, the big level, they're not freezing. They ain't got no bad habits and things like that. And it was a lot of good fights at Rosecroft. It was a lot like guys, you could see guys turning that corner into a complete pro on those cards. And I remember one guy, he was like, man, this guy, he come in here, he's like, hey, can you give me the 7-0? They said they're gonna sign me once I get the 7-0. So can you give me like 7 ducks, like back to back? I'm like, that's crazy.
They understand what good is that gonna do for you? Because once you get to, that's the thing. What that youngin didn't know is whoever that is, give him the 7-0. That promoter signs him. He's like, okay, you got the 7-0. Now you're 7-0. He's not gonna look at what he fought against. You know what I mean? And he's gonna assume, okay, so now we can step you out there. And then if he gets crazy, I thought he said you were ready. You know what I mean? That's what people don't understand. Like really, in a lot of those first fights and those early fights, the guys that they were getting matched up with, and this isn't just them. This is like they're tough. You know what I mean? They're tough, but they're not supposed to present like too much.
Yeah.
They're supposed to make you work a little bit. But, like the thing is, and some of y'all getting these guys up out of here, but how you getting these dudes up out of here? You getting black eyes from this guy. You think you get a black eye from him? What do you think a fellow prospect's going to do? You shouldn't be getting a black eye from Joe Smo. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Time out. Listen to what young fighters. Listen to what younger fighters. Listen to what Mike just said. Fetch just said that statement. I've said this so many times. It's certain fights, certain situations where you come out, got a mouse or whatever. And let's say if it's not from a thumb, let's say it's not from head, let's say it's just from the work. That's just the type of fight it was. It's just the type of fight that it was going to be. Like skill for skill is matched up, whatever. But there are certain fights where you not supposed to have that. I had a friend of mine who he came home. I know you, man. He always come to me, he always call me, how I do, bro? Well, I see him, come on, put this how I do. I said, he said, man, you look beautiful, man. You look beautiful, man. I know you mad. But I said, no. It's fine. That's the type of fight it was. That's just how you fought beautiful. You did everything right. Time went on. He come back. He had a nasty cut. Yeah, man, I did this or did that. I said, man, look at your face, man. That is not supposed to be there at all. That was stupid. You fought stupid. And some people don't get that.
And let me just say though, you gonna get some battle scars and everything like that. It's gonna happen. But like when it happens, make sure somebody that like that look like, oh man, maybe his career is maybe his record is what it is because he was mismatched. That dude could fight. Like if you actually you can go to BoxRec right now and you can look at my record, my pro record. You'll see I only got 4 losing records I've been up against. Right. Everything else has been like fights that I tried to step up. Like as my father said too, he told Ross, like, once we get to 6 rounders, we need, at least even records. If they 5-5, that's still technically a winning record. 6-5, whatever. Then I start fighting guys that were like when I was 6-0, I fought a dude 4-2. Got the same amount of fights. When I was 4-0, I fought the guy 3-1. Same amount of fights.
Second pro fight, your dude you fought was like 2-0, I think.
No. That was Ben Olinga. Ben Olinga,
okay.
Ben Olinga was like 1-6, but like I said, that's the second fight. So that's the one. That's one that you can. That was a losing record, but but yeah, the fights are. And the thing is, when you present it to promoters, it looks good on the resume. This kid actually fights some people. You know what I mean? They're not the biggest names, but they can win. Like, you put them in with the right person, with the right people, they won fights.
Exactly.
I mean, when I was 8-0, I fought a dude that No, 7-0. I fought a dude that was like 18-6.
Oh wow.
And then, and people, I remember I used to get people saying, no, I'll tell you when I was 6-0, dude once told me, he's like, man, yeah, he said, man, you fighting kind of tough right now. Man, just develop. Wait till you get to like 10-0 and just develop. Like, I said, by that time, it's time to get things
moving,
going.
That ball moving, yeah.
Get the time, get the ball moving. So maybe trying to get other prospects and things like that. We want to get on Showtime or Showbox or something like that. Can't keep doing it. Yeah, wait till you get to like 10 fights. You're gonna wait till you get to 10 fights because you're gonna wait till you get to 10 fights. Then you're gonna fight a dude that fought a little harder. Mm-hmm. But even on the flip side of that coin, it's been dudes that's had the toughest fights of their career against guys who are like 3-30.
Yeah.
Toughest
we
fights
saw
of their
that
career.
at the Betway Battles round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the lopsided
lopsided record, but they'll say like, and then those guys that got them losing record, some of the guys can say like, if you look at who they lost to, you like, we probably shouldn't take him. This dude's like 8-9. You know what I mean? But if his 9 losses are to Kenny Sims, Antoine Russell, Patrick Harris, and you know what I mean? If it's like 9 guys like that, then it's like, nah, we're gonna stay away from him because if something, we probably could beat him, but if something happens, that's a bad stain on the record.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Oh, in the fight I'm talking about, I think he was like 4-0 when you fought the dude Luis Rodriguez or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like 3-1 or 4-1.
He was 3-1.
Then when Mike got to like, I'm trying to remember
history
right.
lesson here today.
I'm trying to remember
It's
right.
always history lesson with this dude.
Yeah,
Wait a second. I'm trying to remember. I think he was like 8-0. You fought Adam Mate. Dude was like 18-6.
Yeah, Adam Matei, yeah.
Yeah, he was like 18-6. So these are fights that I've seen him progress and go on to and things like that. And when you have certain fights to where you talking about guys where they got lots of race, like Emmanuel Augustus, for instance. But I'm going to give y'all a guy besides Emmanuel Augustus that we saw at Rosecroft. His name's Stephon McIntyre. This dude, remember I said a few episodes ago about how dudes, they look at prospects and they be like, man, nah, it's too topsy-turvy for me. I'm trying to they may have kids, they may have things they got to take care of, so they just want to keep fighting. They know they can fight. They know they way around the ring. And they know they not, all right, I see everything coming, not going to get knocked out. And I done heard guys tell me this. Remember the mom was on here, we was talking, we was like, man, I know a dude who bought a house doing this. They'll fight on Friday. Like, they fight on Friday, and one dude, we was at George Mason, and I remember this guy because he fought Ty Barnett. He said, yeah, man, I'm fighting tonight. How y'all doing? He's telling my dad and me, hey, what's up, Big Don? Hey, little Don, how y'all feeling? It's like, yeah, man, you look good. What's up, man? Yeah, man, I fight this week, and then I fight in Georgia next week. And then after that, I go to New York. I was like, God dang.
So long as he's not getting clipped.
As long as he don't get clipped.
And that's the thing too. Like I once saw a guy. Me and my dad went to fights at the convention center. So I don't think I went to the weigh-in, but I saw a weigh-in picture. Somebody got their hand around one of the opponent's neck. He's like, come on, man, get this guy off me. Dude, knock you out. Stone face.
I know what fighter he talking about.
Yeah, chill though.
I know.
Stone face and everything, but then dude, I seen your record, bro. You ain't fought nobody. I'm about to clip you.
Hey, real quick, guys, we got a donation in the chat. Tony Chapman donated $10 to the chat. She said, "Good luck on your next fight, Mike Fox, the professor."
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tony.
Man, I know exactly what fight he's talking about. We was when they fought. I went to the dressing room because I knew the guy. And I said, hey, man, good to see you again. Do your thing, whatever. He said, yeah, I'm going to get your boy today. Yeah. He was warm. He said, man, I'm always, every time I come here to fight, I'm always respectful and everything. Why you want to act like that?
Yeah, I mean, some people just got, that's just how some people are. They want to do that, man. Like, when in reality, the thing is, I mean, if you got, I ain't gotta boost myself up to fight. Like, dude, this dude about to try to knock my head off. I don't need extra incentive. Mm-hmm. I don't need to do that head-to-head thing. I'm way taller than you, so it's gonna look dumb anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like they about to pay me, and I know you about to try to hurt me, so I'm about to try to hurt you back. That's all the incentive I need. You know what I mean? And then the thing is, if you're gonna be that guy, man, make sure you can fight.
No, for sure.
God honest truth, make sure you can fight, Slim, because that fall. It's a lot further when they like, what all that, what happened, all that chip up, all that rah-rah stuff. It's like,
right.
You know,
looks way worse.
And then because what average people don't understand is like some of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? They may not have the prettiest records, but they're battle tested. Especially like if you got a guy, that's 10 and 23, but he only been stopped once, and he got like maybe 5 knockouts. You know, like, yo, don't sleep on this dude. Like you need to fight him like you might need to fight him like he's undefeated. Or train like you're getting ready to fight an undefeated dude.
Right.
Be on point. Don't let this dude be that stain on your record.
Right.
That one nasty stain on your record. You know what I mean? And like that's the thing. Like that's why I say, like, man, when you step out there, you make sure you fight some people that's gonna present a challenge. Like even like I got opponents now. Like I know you remember Trayshawn Wiggins.
Yeah. Trick or Trey.
Yeah, I fought Trayshawn Wiggins. Shout out to him. He's now top 10 in the WBA at welterweight. WBA, NABA gold champion. You know what I mean? So he's and that looks good. That looks good on my resume. Him winning and still clipping people and still winning. That lets you know. So when they see Trayshawn Wiggins, oh, okay, let's look at his record. Oh, he fought Michael Fox. Michael Fox in the rankings too. Man, I wonder what that fight was like. Oh man, these dudes can fight a little bit. Anybody that sees my last fight gonna say, well, he fought Michael Fox, and he top 10. Yeah, he can. He must can fight some. And then that's a feather in my cap. You know, that strengthens my myth where it's like, okay, so this dude, you know what I'm saying? You fought this dude, you beat him. He went on to keep winning. Dropped a couple fights here and there, but he's fighting dudes like Richardson Hitchens. He's fighting real dudes too. So that's just part of it. You know what I mean? But it's still, I mean, it makes us both look good. When he's successful, it makes me look good. When I'm successful, it makes him look good.
Right. We got a question for you in the chat. It says another question for Mike. How was it getting some rounds in with Peter Dobson from New York?
Oh,
Pistol P.
Shout out to Peter Dobson. I wish he was here now. I wish he was in town now. But he's got a fight coming up.
Yeah.
Later in October. So shout out to Peter Dobson. It was great. It was great rounds, man. It was great rounds. It was like first time in a long time I sparred somebody that I haven't done a bunch of rounds with before. So it just so happened he needed a southpaw. And then we got I had been sparring. I sparred somebody else that day. And then I think Barry at the last second, like, oh no, I forgot Mikey southpaw. Try to get some rounds with him. See if he can get what he'll get you. Did like 4 that day. And I come back. That was probably Wednesday. I come back Friday. We get a 10-piece together. And then back Monday. I think Monday we sparred. I think another 10. You know what I mean? And then and this is like he's down this is his last week of sparring. So I came. I think I came Wednesday and Friday. He after Wednesday, he was like, "Man, you coming back, man? I need one more day. I said, "I bet, yeah." I knew I was gonna be there because like I said, we getting some work that we haven't seen before. I'm enjoying that. Peter solid dude. Like,
yes.
Like real solid dude.
Yes, indeed.
And he's a for real New Yorker.
Yeah,
he's like
one of his trunks is the Yankee flag.
You can hear it in his voice. You can hear it in his voice. He's like straight New York with it. Yeah. I love it though, man. I love it. Cause like I looked him on YouTube. He fought a bunch of southpaws. I said this is good, so he knows how to fight southpaws. And one thing he did really good was he was able to cut that side off. Like he'd take a big step. He'd take a big step that way. Jab if I jab or not to like whatever we're gonna do after this. It's gonna be whatever we're gonna do is after I get this outside position. Yeah, and so it trains it trains your instincts a little more.
Right.
And he got a good punch too. Like his punches are like heavy. It's heavy. Like I think he's like 32 years old. So I mean he's in I guess one of his last prime years or whatever. But like I can feel the weight on the shots. Would feel like a grown up versus somebody who's just coming into their prime. You know what I mean? Like myself.
Right, I got you. You got more questions in the chat. It says from Kenichi Bed, has Michael sparred with Shakur Stevenson with you both defeating fighters? How was or would that work be?
Oh yeah, I have sparred Shakur Stevenson before. We only did like 3 rounds though. We only did like 3 rounds, but I'm gonna tell you. So right after I fought what's my man Daniel Sostre.
Yeah, I
was still in camp. My father said, "Hey man, Mike Reed here." He said, "But Keyshawn Davis here, Richardson Hitchens, Africa, he's here, and Shakur's here. I don't think you can spar with him." I said, "I bet I'm coming." You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. That's my bro. And I got some sparring. Like once again, we got some sparring I never seen before. pull up. Me and Greg Outlaw actually pulled up. I sparred Africa first, and then I sparred Shakur. We did 3 rounds. I think it was gonna be 2. He asked for one more because I think my height was giving him a little bit of issues. But being the competitor and the fighter he wants to be, I'm gonna figure this out.
Try to learn, yeah.
I want to figure this out. So it was real chess match. Like honestly. Like the real boxing aficionados would have appreciated it, but it wasn't a high pace.
Right.
Yeah.
But like we're both trying to do 2 completely different things. I'm trying to maintain height. He's trying to close distance. That plays a little into my favor, but he had like when he got that jump back, he can clear so much space with that jump. Like my jab was like falling. It felt like my jab was falling extra short. But he got his shots and I got my shots in. You know what I mean? I remember one time. He finally fainted and then did like a leap hook, and I remember that's just one punch I remember. It says like, shit, I was supposed to be on point for that.
Right.
But silver medalist. You know what I mean? I also sparred Africa a few times, so shout out to both of those guys. Shout out to Shakur. He still has to dazzle despite the weight controversy with his fight tonight, but he still has to dazzle. He's still gonna win. I think. Yeah.
For sure. I got another question in the chat. It says, this from Tony Chapman. What is Michael's ultimate goal as a boxer?
My ultimate goal, I want to be a world champion, and then like eventually once those fight checks and purchases start getting higher, I want to turn that into like seed money. You know what I mean? To start doing different stuff, keeping money coming in, opening a gym and keeping money coming in different ways outside the ring, and that's why that's why we got to shout out Kenichi Bear. You know what I mean?
Man.
I love it was like I went to Louisiana twice for a tournament with an amateur I was training, and of course we see all the guys from here with the Jones on, but then when I'm seeing guys from across the country with them Jones on, man, I was proud to see that.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout out Kenichi Bear.
Yes, sir.
HYBERNATION 5 headphones. Yeah.
Hey, look, since I got these Jones, I had a pair of Beats. They worked completely good. You know what I'm saying? I bought these like a month after my last fight, and I haven't used anything since. I mean, the beat.
Same here.
The beats. And them beats still work. The beats still work completely good. You know what I mean? They need a little beat up just cause, but like I keep these. But nobody got these though because. You know what I'm saying? These Jones have a Professor Mike autograph. Right
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Which one? Right there.
That's what's up.
This is a 1-on-1 right here.
1 or 2, I need you to sign mine for me.
I got you.
For sure.
I got you. I'm signing. If yours work better than mine, I've been running these. I'm gonna swap the Jones. How you know? How you going know? Nah, I got you.
My man.
Yes, sir.
My man.
Nah, DeMar was right, man. You a cool dude, man.
I appreciate
you.
Yes,
you coming into you learning. You honestly you with the right person. You've been around a lot, watching a lot. So
appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you gonna be
the historian, right?
Yeah.
No, I definitely appreciate it, man. Just all you guys showing me love and respect in the sport. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I say if you came in here with him, you came with him. I'm like, yeah, he gotta be a solid dude. You know what I mean? You get that reason to like if there's certain people that you around, like, yeah, I know how he go. I don't know how his men are. Like, I know how he go.
Yeah.
So you must be a solid dude. You can make that inference. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. For that's much love.
Yeah, I mean, that whole Fox family. I mean, slide note, like I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do commentating at first for the longest. Like, man, you know the stuff. Just give it a shot.
I like it.
And now, I had the conversation with everybody. Like, this is my reservations about doing it. And the Fox family is one of the other ones who on that list of people, but high on that list of people who was like, nah, man, do that. You should do that, man. You've been in the gym since you was a kid. You did this, whatever. And I feel like I've always felt like I think I've always told you I thank you, but this is on a bigger platform. I want to say it on air, like to Mr. Troy, to Slide, to you, to Mom. Hey, thank y'all for always checking on me, always pushing me. Like y'all understand? When I was in med school, I had a residency at Howard. I was there at 4 a.m. to like 6 p.m. Come home and it was my godbrother's birthday. I fall asleep on the wheel, crash, they found out. So I was like, you ain't call and tell us, man. Why ain't you tell me? Or I'll get sick or something.
Worried,
man, how you doing? You good? I mean, or is it, man, but nah, you in this, you still staying in the gym, man. You should do this. You should do this, man. You should start talking boxing or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this is a squad here. Like everybody that fights, everybody that's like involved, like guys like Juan Marshall, who they did interviews when none of us were anybody.
Yeah.
Gary Digital Williams, yourself, you know what I mean? And then, so we care when something happens to him. Like, Juan, when I was getting ready to fight, Trayshawn Wiggins, Juan had a medical emergency. I signed some gloves into him, found out he was okay. You know what I mean? Because all these guys help. All these guys help. DC Mike TV, all these guys help. You know what I mean? And then and then especially like when it was Damon, I was in Arizona when I found out about Damon's kidney failure. I was fighting on the top rank undercard. I was fighting Fazludin Gabnazarov. So I think I found out early in the day. I fought one, came back to the locker room. We sitting around a cell phone watching Julian Williams and Jared duke it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like when you put all this work in with people, or you're around, these people are around, like people that are a presence in the fight game in whatever capacity. You peep when they not around. You peep when they not there. You know what I mean? So you never, it was, even when like I wanted to visit Damon in the hospital, but like my car was a little beat up. I don't know if I could make it out there. But even still, like wanted to see it. Like I hear nothing bad about. I don't hear nothing bad about none of y'all. Nobody in this room. Nobody in the boxes ring. So I want to see everybody do well, accomplish whatever they want to accomplish. Whatever the goal is with y'all here, I want to see y'all do that.
That's love. That's love, man. I wanted to ask you about your commentating too. How did you get into that? And I can tell you have a nick for it.
Man,
you're great at it. So how did you get into that?
Yeah, so the very first commentary job I did, I was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I fought there a couple times. My promoter at the time, Marshall, he was streaming. He got streaming. Like the streaming was still kind of new, but he got a stream service to come through. He's like, man, you want to commentate? You'll be alongside Mark Abrams. If you come through, get your hotel. Well, I get you a hotel, stay there, and So I started with that one, and it was a big thing for me. I like got the bout sheet. Even still, I do this now. I did the bout sheet, looked at all the names, looked them up, took notes. You know what I'm saying? Took notes on them. His last fight was this. I wanted to sound like it was good. For me, it was an audition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I did that. That was back in 2016 or 17. Might have been 2017. I always forget, like 2017, 2018, something like that. But anyways, I did that. They said I did okay. I did pretty good. And then I actually linked up with a guy named Mark Frotto. He's a ring announcer. Yeah, shout out to Mark Frotto. He's a ring announcer, and he's the PA announcer for the Wizards now. So I linked up with him. He has a media company, Lineker Media. I just happened to ask him, like, do you have like commentary? Can fighters commentary? He said, of course. We always need we need that blow by blow analyst and everything like that. He's like, I say, could I? I've done it before. Could I maybe do one? He said, yeah, I'll probably see if I can find something for you. I sent him the first one I had. I had found it on YouTube. I was nervous and everything. Part of it too was because my teammate at the time, Luther Lights Out Smith, was on the card.
Yeah, Big Lou.
When he went to the ring, I couldn't. I was breaking apart. I'm like, God. I'm in my mind like, get it together.
Thank you.
I'm like, get it together. Like I'm watching the fight, my blood rushing real fast. So I know I'm stumbling over my words and everything like that. But despite that, I still got a good grade from because I sent him because we found the main event. We didn't find Luther's fight, but we found the main event. I sent him the main event. Heard me talking. He said, "No, you're actually good. You can be good." He said, "Man, just a few notes." He said, "Man, make sure you project a little more. You have to enunciate. You got to enunciate some more. You know, man, say the whole word." And then he said, "I'll get you." He said, "I'm gonna get you on a." He said, "I'm gonna get you on a card, and I'm gonna get you a good like co-host or co-analyst or whatever.
Co-analyst.
Yeah. And that was when I did that job with Michael Woods. He's basically he's from New York. He does a lot of New York cars, streaming cars, New York, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, stuff like that. So so I worked with him. We killed it. Greg fought on that night. He beat Edgar Torres that night. It was some good fights in there. Christian Cardo from up in Philly, he came back, made a triumphant return in Philly. You know what I mean? And then after that jump was done, I talked to Mark. He said, "Man, you were great, man. You took all the notes and everything." He said, "I'm definitely gonna have you back." That made my night. Greg won. Greg won, and I got a passing grade. You know what I mean? Right. And then and after that, I linked up with another streaming company that boxing, but it was like BXNG or something like that.
BXNG.
That website.
Yep.
Guy Adam Glenn called me. He's like, "Yeah, would you want to commentate?" I met him at the Side Nation car. Shout out to Corey. I met him at the Side Nation car. He was talking about how the car kind of broke down because it's only 4 fights. The only thing was out there it's hard to sell on the streaming service. He said it's not Corey's fault, but it was fights didn't get approved. He said, but it's hard. That's kind of hard for us. But then I don't know how he got my number. Oh, I think Jeter gave my number. Jeter asked me if I wanted to commentate the October 24th card last year back in at Maryland Live. He said I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." Then Adam Glenn called me. He said, "Yeah, so want to get you to commentate." I said, "Oh yeah, I'd love to." And then I worked with a guy named Rich Quinones.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. He also gave me a passing grade. He said, "Man, you good? Like I know you probably don't plan on you young. You don't plan on not fighting anytime soon. We're like, said a career after this. You have it. You have a career after this in there." Right, and then I got to shout out Sadiq Faruqi. I've worked with him my last 3 fights with Mark's media company, Fight Night Live and everything. Me and Sadiq, we're in a pretty good groove now. Like we don't step on each other and everything. And then like sometimes a challenge presents itself. Like when I worked in Philly with Sadiq, Sadiq was a last minute replacement because Michael Woods had gotten COVID, and then Sadiq stepped in But it was Ramadan. It was around Ramadan because April 29th, I think Ramadan was like starting or ending. I'm not sure. But let me say the first time I worked with him was in March when Greg knocked out Jonathan Montrell in New Jersey. But like he was excited. He said, "Man, you are great at this. Yes. You have a future in this." And like every time like those guys say that to me, it means something because I'm like, yeah, like this is something I like boxing. I like to talk about it. I like to do it. I would love to stay in boxing after I'm done fighting. Yeah, but me and him are like in a really good groove, and then like during the time the broadcast he had during Ramadan, he was he couldn't eat till the sun goes down. So I said, man, just throw it to me like whenever you need, just throw it to me. I got it. Right. And he's like has that confidence in me to be able to do that. And then I worked with him on the Side Nation. I mean not the Side Nation, the Dusty's last card too. So so that guy, so he's and the Noah Hughes card, he's like great. He's great. Yeah, he's a great partner, and I mean he's patient, but I mean he always said like, man, nah, I don't need to be, dude. You're good. Like you got it. Right. So I enjoy working with him all the time.
Like you don't understand. Like it's times at Rosecroft, these conversations that me and my dad, we on the wall talking about the rankings. We talking about this. We talking about that. The old fighters, this, C patterns, this, that. Court is like, dude, do you think you be taking this much step out? This, that, and that. All that stuff. This is so.
That was all practice.
Yeah, like, and him being who he is and Sly being who he is, they like, bro. I said, I'm not doing nothing special. So like I'm not doing nothing special. Like
he's talking boxing. Doing what y'all been doing. What we been doing is talking boxing.
Yeah, we talking it now. Like with the broadcasting thing, it's in the professional stand. Like, and I take it very seriously. I see how I was dressed at the
yes, indeed.
That suit you had on at Tony was like a burgundy kind of suit.
No, the cream color joint.
No, at Jetta's.
It was supposed to be gray.
Last year at Jetta's.
It was like it was. I didn't have a suit. It just had a shirt and tie. It was
I remember the gray one now.
Like a maroon.
Maroon. It was a maroon.
Like fuchsia, one of like
Yeah, that joint was fire.
Yeah, that
joint was fire.
I done seen, because that tells you how much I've been watching. I remember all of these
Yeah, that joint was fire.
Yeah. And so now because of, if I can keep doing that, I'm gonna have to still got to step up my
Step your dress game
my dress game up. You know what I'm saying? I do good like the suit I had on since when y'all saw me in DC, I was like, we at home, we in DC.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, watch that boy."
I'm gonna do the full suit. I'm gonna do the full suit on this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody is like, you look like a lawyer, and you look like this, you like that. You only like your body. I'm like, yeah, man, appreciate it.
That's the point. You a professional now in a different realm of boxing. But hey, we got another call in the chat right now. I'm gonna bring him in real quick.
Yeah, bring him in.
Caller number 2. Welcome to the show. You're live.
Michael Fox.
Hey, what's up? Who's that?
I'm not really I'm anything. I don't really like your style. You my father's favorite fighter though. But 2 questions for you.
What's going on?
Being a younger brother of a fighter, what were you able to learn, and what was the advantage of that? And number 2, what are the components of a good fight team? I mean, we know that in the ring, the fighter is the main guy, but we know there's a team behind it. And I'll see you in the morning at 6 a.m.
It's Kennard. It's Kennard. Yeah. You'll see me in the morning at 6 a.m. Yeah, so the advantages of having that's my strength and conditioning coach, by the way. Shout out to ASP D'Angelo Kennard. You've seen him before.
Oh yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Affectionately known by certain people as John Cena for some reason. But the advantages of having an older brother that's a fighter. I remember we're about almost 3.5 years apart. So when he turned pro, I wasn't thinking about turning pro. He turned pro at 18. I'm still working on 15. I was still in high school. So for me, I just got to sit back and watch, man. I got to sit back and see everything. And Tez's career hasn't just been, a straight shot up, straight ride at all. You know what I mean? He's had promotional issues, managerial issues, things like that. Things that sideline a fighter that are not good for a fighter. They're not good for a fighter because, I can say, I know, like, even with my last performance, the sharpest I've ever been is when I was fighting consistently. Before the pandemic, I was fighting 4 times a year faithfully. And I was feeling good. Especially after, so I had lost on Showbox to Show Jahan Ergashev. And then I came back and fought. Vaseline Gap Nazarov.
Go ahead.
I fought down, got the win, and he was an Olympic gold medalist. So it meant beating him was a feather in the cap. And it boosted confidence. So I finished up the last 2 fights. Like the fight after Fozzy, I fought Udi Bernardo. I didn't stop him, but 190 all 3 scorecards. Clean, I swept him.
Pause. This is the thing, y'all. Hey, yo, I gotta give my boys props. Hey, y'all, this is that. Like, I know what it's like to be a fighter, grow up in the gym, see what guys go through, and then when you grow up with guys and you all investing in each other, you could be fighting and be just as calm as could be. But when your friends fighting, have mercy, but. Do y'all not understand when y'all go to this man's box rack? You ain't here right now. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna act like you ain't here right now, just so I'm looking dead in the camera. Do y'all understand what it's like to go look at somebody's box rack? And if you grew up in the amateurs and you know certain names, and you be like, wait a minute, I remember that dude. That's the dude from the 12 Olympics, or that's the dude from that's the dude from 16, and might just shut him.
No. That wasn't the shutout. That wasn't the shutout.
No. Not that. No. I'm not. I know.
Yeah, okay.
But like, or if he shuts him out, or if he certain guy, or he winds up, the guy only got 2 rounds or 3 rounds on Mike. That is difficult because when you're fighting, sometimes you would think, man, you're in a fight. There's no such thing as falling asleep in there, but it happens because you'll be so under control and you don't want to be too tight. And once you get under control, you might faint, walk them, and you relaxing and everything is being repetitive, keeping them under control. That you come back to the corner and say, man, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And then sometimes, because you're trying to keep your anxiety low, you're not trying to overthink it or whatever, you're trying to like going into 6, you're going into 8, and you trying to take the round off and still win the round, off the jab, whatever. You relax a little too much, And now he right back on you. Or now he hits you with something, leaps in with a hook, leaps in with something. And for Mike to stay, for Fest, well, I always call him Fest. Like for Fest to sit there and continue to stay mentally tuned in, take nothing off or whatever, and then continue to win these rounds and beat guys 8-4, 10-2, or straight 10, whatever is scheduled, beat them straight, or they only win 2 or 3 rounds. That is not easy. I don't care. Height, take away, I don't care about height. Height or nothing. It's not easy. It's not easy, especially in the pros, for you to do that at all. Like, I'm telling you, if you're a young fighter, you can learn a whole lot from watching his ring general shit.
Indeed.
Yeah, just stay on point like the whole time. I mean, it's hard. I mean, sometimes like for some fighters, it can be hard to do because like if it's if they're just having too much success. But like me, what people don't know about me probably don't know about me as an amateur. I was like 40 and 60 as an amateur, and that's well documented. I've never lied about that or anything. So 40 and 60 as an amateur. I mean, for me, it was I mean, at one point, I just wasn't, really. I think I was taking it seriously enough. But one thing that always happened, like a lot of fights I fought, there was never time I just got blasted out the water. But if you ask Boog, that's Pat Harris' father, he always said like, man, Mike got a pro side. Those punches correct. This, he that. He gonna shine as a pro. And I remember like shortly into my pro career, he was like, he's like, Joe, I told you, I told Fox. He said, Mike, I told Fox you was gonna be. I told Fox you was gonna work as a pro. Pro, you throw all your shots correct. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of the main things. Like even when I fought Chop, he told Chop, Chop, Mike ain't gonna be there for that. You ain't gonna hit him with none of that.
I can hear Bug now. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Caller, do you have any more questions for Mike?
Yeah, successful team, man.
The team. Yeah.
A lot of understand the behind the scenes of having a team behind you. You know what I mean? And I think that's just very important. I mean, having an opportunity to see Mike literally grow up as a man, but two, in boxing, those components are important, and a lot of people don't see that, and they shouldn't. But for those that don't know, I think it's important that they understand that, having the right team is also critical to your success.
Yeah, that's the truth though. Because having the right team, like you said, he said, I see you at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. That keeps you from staying out. That keeps you from staying out too late. I mean, but not even just that. It's discipline. It teaches discipline. Like 6 a.m. I'm gonna be here. Now are you gonna be here? That's ultimately what it comes down to. That's when, and I think that's his part of his system that he finds out. He'll weed out like who's gonna be up at 6 a.m. For this workout. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get up at 6 a.m. to be yelled. You play football? Yeah. Well, yeah, 6 a.m. to get yelled at. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it taught me things. I just think boxing taught me so much just because, you know what I'm saying? It taught me discipline. It taught me how to eat. It taught me how to eat clean, take care of my body. Taught me how to work, strengthen my body. Boxing brought me confidence. Like I don't go around looking for trouble, but I have an answer for it, but anybody tell you I'm not that dude. Mm-hmm. But even still, I walk around with a certain confidence that you have, and knowing that you can take care of yourself. Right. Whereas my brother Lonte Slider Fox walks around like he's God's gift to earth. Like when you see him, one day you're gonna see him walking in here. Make sure you try to catch him from like at the parking lot. You'll see this oozing confidence, oozing swag. Right? Oh my God. He walk like, yeah, I know all the women are looking at me. I know I'm 6'5". I know I'm a Lonte Slider Fox. I know. Because because God, big God had no.
Hey, Carl, we appreciate you calling into the show, man. Thank you.
Outside the gym. Oh God.
Yes, sir.
And so that whole thing about the whole thing about your camp, like that's a big deal. I've seen that with a lot of young fighters where, just a little tweak in camp or keeping the camp the same as it is could be really great. Like not, all right, we got something good here going. Don't screw it up. That goes well. Or you see a fighter not all the way to a certain potential. It's like, okay, certain things need to be tweaked there or whatever. And one thing I've always loved the y'all whole camp dream teams camp nucleus. Like it's always a good thing. Y'all always solid. Y'all all can bounce off each other. Not all gyms is like that.
Yeah, I mean we all compliment each other, like especially like when it comes down to like me, Greg, Tez, and Coach Fox. And let me speak on from the portion of the father son dynamic. I get asked that question a lot, but like what I'll say to any father son or any relationship like that, like mother son or mother daughter, whatever it is, like boxing is something that tests relationships. All right, so if you don't have a good relationship, brother, two brothers or brother sister, whatever relationship it is, if y'all both get involved in boxing, it will test y'all. It's going to test y'all relationship, test how much y'all like really care about it. This, and I never want to see, like, especially people coming up after me, I never want to see a father-son duo, especially because that's near to me, break apart, like outside of boxing. Maybe y'all didn't work as a box coach, but like the thing is, like, no matter what type of day we have in the gym, like me, my father, shout out to Troy Box, we can hang out. Like we can hang out outside of boxing with the stuff we do. Like anybody that has that type of relationship and they're in boxing, make sure you can be around your make sure you can be around your father or your son for long periods of time. Make sure you can be around your mother and your daughter, whatever it is. Make sure y'all can be around each other. Make sure y'all have something stuff. Maybe make sure y'all can hang out with each other outside of boxing. Like boxing should not be the only time y'all try to bond, because there's going to be days that bond gets challenged. You know what I mean? So make sure, like me and my dad, we can go to the movies together. Go to the house. We'll go to his house. We'll grill some food. We'll watch boxing together, just from the fan standpoint. You know what I mean? We'll play. Well, I don't play PlayStation as much, but we used to play PlayStation together. Like during the pandemic, we was playing Call of Duty and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? After the gym, get a couple games and go to sleep, whatever it is. But like, make sure that y'all can tolerate each other outside of. I mean, don't come into boxing with a strained relationship, because that's gonna be the nail. That's gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Very well said.
I got you. Hey, we got some questions in the chat. Our producer said, "When did you start listening to your dad coach and do your push-ups?" And then your brother said, "I walk like a ball player. It is what it is. When I get there, the walk will match my being."
The walk will match my being. What does dude think he is, man? But yeah, when I started listening to, honestly, when I started listening to my father, was like after high school, or to high schools, and like at one point he was like, "Man, look, I ain't about to let you fight amateur no more until you graduate." You know what I'm saying? I don't want no black eyes when we sparring, and your mother on my ass about the graduation pictures.
Yeah.
And B, you said once you leave, you're gonna start going to strength and conditioning with your brother in the morning, things like that. So once I started working out, once I actually started working out doing push-up stuff, the boxer I became is the boxer I should have been as an amateur. Could have kept that. Probably could have kept the pro style, the pro style I had, or the pro style they told me I had. Needed more firepower behind it, just a little more. Not that when I get like the thing, and that's the thing about having headgear on, people will take more shots, and if they can give some back. But, when the gloves get smaller and the headgear comes off, as you start working out, now you find out how strong somebody really is. Who's a strong puncher, who's a solid puncher. When somebody's eye starts closing and they jaws get swollen, it starts hurting. You know what I mean? That was important. The actual working out. Like I like boxing, I like being around it, but like the other stuff that was required, I didn't do. So
the strength for the push-ups. Push-ups are crucial. I tell my kids all the time, do y'all push-ups, man? It's football season. Push-ups and sit-ups every day. It's important.
Yeah, definitely.
We got another question for you in the chat. A lot of the public learned about the glove issue with your fight you got robbed in. Tell us about that fight if you can.
Yeah, so where to start? Okay, so let's go. We can just go from the night of the fight. Guy comes in, watch me get my hand wraps. We send my cut man Reggie, shout out to Reggie Brown. We send him over to their room to watch him get his hand wraps. What a lot of people don't know, it wasn't just a glove issue, it was a hand wrap issue, because I mean, like I said, I don't know. Like, he do fought in Colombia a bunch of times. I don't know what they allow over there, but they were like stacking. Yeah.
Oh my
tape guards, tape, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Reggie called him on that. Oh, he can't do that. Somebody translate. You the inspector. You need to tell him. You know he can't do that. Can't do that, right? Then you know, we both signed off on the hand wraps and stuff. Both the cutmen came back to their corners. We put our gloves on, like, and Reggie was there for a long time. Like, Reggie, what's up, man? We gotta get greased up for the fight. He's like, yeah, nah, man, I was over there. I had to tell them dudes, man, they on game. So, you know, shout out to Reggie Brown for looking out. You know what I mean? You gotta have a good team. You gotta have a good team. That's the space of a good team. Have people that's gonna look out for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is hurt business, but keep it fair business. You know what I mean? So, so when I'm walking to the ring, I'm chilling, listen, my music hitting and everything. I'm in my zone, even when I walking to the fight, like walking to the gym, I was up by the time the commercial came. I was already in the ring, but walking, but everything was just cool. Even my mother was like, "Man, I can see you. You didn't have a care in the world. You was free," and I was. And all right, so I'm circling the ring. I hear Marshall. He says, he's like, Troy. He's talking to my father. He's like, hey, gloves. You got to check the gloves. He's got the laces too high. Mm-hmm. He's trying to skin his glove. Mm-hmm. And for me, anybody, I never heard of skinning before that. Like, honest to God, yeah, but I never heard of skinning before that fight. But then you see, like, so my father, they bring us the final instructions. My father like, nah, the tape's too high on his glove. My father said something. Tape's too high on his glove, man. They wear it too high. So, like, if it was a Cleto, like, if it was like a Cleto Reds, you know, Cleto Reds logo's like here, right? Mm-hmm. So the laces were tied like up to here. You know what I'm saying? And the leather, and what skinning is, for anybody that doesn't know, that's when they peel they peel the leather back. Like, they peel the leather back that's on the knuckles. They peel it back, use the knot to tie that leather they peel back. They tie it in place. Mm-hmm. So now your knuckles protrude more from the gloves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you know, it was like 4-0, 3 knockouts. It was like this. Yep, there you go, right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody who don't know,
I've seen skinning.
They trying to have it just like that.
Yeah. So, you know, and then, you know, no wonder he's knocking everybody. If you get to stack and you
skinning your gloves,
because when he hit me, I'm like, I feel none of that. Mm-hmm. like I've been hit way harder from at a lower weight class. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, like, I remember Bossy hit me with right hand. Like, that was a very standard right hand. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then I was like, we good. Just keep boxing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like, it's a you can go. It's a video I'm gonna show y'all though.
Okay. Man, matter of fact, first BINK, remember that. Go ahead. So bring it all together real quick. So before I go, so you could tell them. Remember, I explained skinning the gloves the last episode.
Yeah, we've been talking about skinning the gloves for a few episodes because there's been a few fighters that we brought up and talked about with skinning the gloves and controversies with gloves. But yeah.
So to reiterate, if you look back, like in the 80s, you can look at any picture of Oscar De La Hoya. Oh yeah, Marco Antonio Barrera. It was
a regular practice.
It was a regular thing.
Yeah, he actually skinned his gloves. I got a picture of it. I'm gonna find that too.
Man.
But check, listen to it. Take your headphones. Listen to how you do it.
Yep. Right. Man, I posted that exact video. I posted that exact video. Yeah, and my glove got skinned yesterday.
Yeah, and the way that dude do it, he does it like a pro. Like, he's done this a bunch of times. But I think whoever that dude, they was about to do like Muay Thai or something. I don't know what their rules allow.
Yeah.
If y'all, like, the thing is, it's not cheating if it's allowed. Like, if it's allowed, we can all just skin our gloves and see. Mm-hmm. We can all skin our gloves and see what happens. But you know, you gotta play by their rules in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? When you fight for an IBF title, you gotta respect their rehydration laws if you want to fight. And so we was in Minnesota. You can't do that up here. I don't think you do it anywhere.
And nowhere no more because
anywhere in the States.
It's now because after a certain point, so all gloves was getting skinned. It was normal. Like, you would see guys. It was normal. Like, you come up there and you you turning an 8 ounce damn near. You pushing the knuckle high. Right. And you damn near pushing that. It feel lighter. You shift. Oh, you feel the difference.
Right.
And if he would have had that on top of stacking, Like, y'all don't understand. Like, there's certain things now with tape and gauze where now there's no stacking a lot. Where now it's just you have to do tape and gauze. That's it. You're not gonna do tape. You're not gonna do gauze and put tape and then put some more stack of gauze and then put some more tape. You can't do that no more.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I forget. I'm forgetting the year. I want to say 2002. I might be wrong, but basically now you can't go past the wrist with the tape. The wrist is supposed to go right there. I remember I taped up a fighter's glove, I wrapped his hands. I put his pro gloves on, and when I put the tape on, my tape was just that much, just because of the length of it, how wide it is. It just went over just that much. He said, "Oh, no, I can't do that." And the commissioner took his thumb and rolled it back. That's how little it was. He rolled it back and it was like, "Okay, now you're good." Like, just that much.
You don't want it to like when they stack, it gives like kind of like creating like a cast.
Yeah, it's like a cast.
I was told. It's like creating a cast.
You are absolutely right. It's a cast. One, because you locking everything in. When and some guys now they'll go around with the tape, and then they'll start to strip the tape and do vertical all the way around, whatever. And so when you get, I don't know, some of y'all who watch boxing, y'all never had y'all hands wrapped before, but especially if you have hand issues or you got little tiny hands or whatever, like me, when you get your hands wrapped, and they start putting that gauze on, they start locking everything in, it's literally, everything is locked in, literally. You only wiggling about this much.
Yeah, and that's what shout out to Dr. Rick Rosa. I had broke my wrist back in 2020. I was down for about 6 months before I could punch again with my left hand. But he explained that to me, like, y'all use gauze, everything is in place. Gauze and tape, everything's in place. He said use hand wraps, they can shift around under the gloves and everything. So now like when I wrap my hands with hand wraps still, but I use some tape to keep everything in place. You know what I mean? I did, I've done, now that you've had my wrist broken, I do everything I can to keep that
That's
from
your
happening
money maker.
again. Yeah,
Right,
definitely keep that from happening again.
But to the night of the fight, for people who don't understand the big deal about Reggie doing what he did, because let's go back to that. I remember being 16, 17, and going over to someone else's dressing room and watching, okay, is this right, things like that. And you have to watch for certain things. Look at when Cotto fought Margarito. He didn't send no one over there to watch. Not a soul. He didn't send no one over there to watch.
Is that 100% true?
Yeah, Cotto admitted it.
Cotto,
he did?
Okay.
Because Cotto,
because I know when Nazim called him with Shane, he like, nigga, put your fist out. He like,
what the heck? He said something hard.
What's that? Nah,
he said he flipped it and a block fell out.
Yeah,
he was like,
that don't go like boom.
And
okay, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, because when he fought Claudio, his comeback fight, they interviewed him about it, and he said, "No, I'm the one to blame. Don't blame nobody. Don't blame my uncle, nobody." He was like, because I didn't send no one over to the dressing room to look. So that that also I take some blame for that. That was admirable. That was stand up to him. But when guys sit there and they
see how high up that is.
See how that up, God.
Well, you knew about this. Why you ain't say nothing back in 2015?
When I look, oh shit. Honestly, I'm so used to seeing it that high that I was like, look, I didn't think it was too. I was like, oh, okay.
They had the leather peel and they had all that back there. Like I think they tell them like hold their wrists like back so the leather stays back. They tie the knot, tape over it.
I can only imagine how that lock in.
Yeah,
bruh,
back to
I'll do it for you one day.
Yeah, back to the fight too. Like you could hear on TV, you could hear Mark Nelson, the referee, saying, "Who signed off on these? Who signed off on these?" Then I look at it like, there's no signature on his gloves. Like the red. They give us I had the blue tape. He had the red tape or vice versa, whatever. But he there's no signature on that. Who signed off on it? Who signed off on it? Nobody could. Not me. Nobody signed off on it. So I mean, like, and the thing about it is, I mean, if they figured they could get away with it, why not? But like, the thing about it is Minnesota had been. I don't think they've been used to having fights of that magnitude, world title fights.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot of fights coming there because, COVID, the world's opening up. Minnesota's one of the first places to open up. They truthfully, like, I kept my mask on. My mother was there. She kept her mask on. But they out there on the honor system. They at that point it's flooded with people in there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. I don't think they're used to. They were used to world title fights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably still aren't. They're probably getting a little more acclimated now. But I got to sign off on these things.
And
it's crazy
that's your job as an inspector.
And now imagine if he would have had that with Horseheads.
He did. He had Reyes.
Yeah, Ray. Like if the fight went through. Went through. It wasn't. We all know that Grant's is like the phone puncher. Glove. A lot of guys feel. But imagine if it was some Ray. Okay, he got all that, and he got Reyes, Horseheads, and he's doing this. That could really. That's a dangerous thing. You really rolling the dice with that. And I saw though when you came out the end, when you was in the ring, I was like, "That's it. He looks good. He looks good." And then now I'm looking in his eyes like, he's calm, real calm, everything on point. Once the fight started, cause remember he had knockouts or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let's see if I said he probably gonna aim at Mike's chest. Okay, cool. Yeah. Boom. Once the right hand landed, and I know what right hand talking about, I said, Fest don't respect him. Dad said, nope, fight over.
Yeah, it just was like I've been hit by that right. I've been hit with that right hand, and no, that's not 4-0, 3 knockouts right hand. You know what I mean? And then I remember thinking in my head, like, yeah, I bet you was knocking people out with stacking and skinning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So after that, like I said, I was free as a bird in that fight. Like I didn't feel any pressure. I was so happy. It was just it was just something I wanted for so long that it's here. And like I was coming off of I went to back from May to June, from the end of May to about the end of June. I was in camp with Tank Davis. Mm-hmm. And my brother, he called me. He said, "Hey Mike, so you know what I'm saying? You out there, that's a world champion. What is he doing? What is he doing that we gotta do?" And I'm watching Tank train and everything, and I'm working out alongside him. I'm like, honestly, bro, like he's not doing anything that we don't do, and anything on Sunday.
That's a big statement, right?
Yeah, nah, he's not doing anything that we don't do. Yeah, he said the only difference between us and Tank is he took a better advantage of his opportunity than we did. Mm-hmm. So from now on, we gotta have next time we fight, next time we get in the ring, this is it. We gotta fight like we gotta do it like this the last chance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do it. We gotta capitalize. And when I finally got the word of the fight, I kept thinking in my head, we gotta capitalize. We gotta capitalize. We gotta capitalize. You know what I mean? And I was getting a lot of great sparring and everything. I found out 11 days notice that they was gonna move me in for the world title fight. So by that time, like this is it. I'm riding the car.
I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, I'm riding the car like this is the opportunity. It's the opportunity we was waiting on. We're gonna capitalize. We're gonna change things. And I still capitalize. I didn't get the result I wanted.
The world know you won that fight.
Everybody know what really happened with that fight. But that was the mindset I was going in with. Right. And then on top of that, like that was my first fight in a year. I put him down with the hand I broke, with the wrist I broke. You know what I mean? Everything like this is me. This is where I wanted to be my entire life. Mm-hmm. And then they announced his name. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was my introduction. I didn't know you or had never seen you before that fight. I was watching as a boxing fan. I watched the fight by myself, and when they announced it, I'm like, they did not. I stood up and I was in my living room like, I know the fuck they did not just rob this man like this.
They did.
Bruh.
That shit is crazy.
I got back to the room. I got back to the locker room. We just sitting there like,
did this just happen?
Yeah. And then look, I'm in the ring hoping Jimmy Lynn Jr. pulled a Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And got it wrong. Yeah, got it. With the Miss America, got the wrong name. But like, so I'm sitting up there, sit there for a little bit. Ted's over it. He's standing like looking out like, man, what kind of bullshit happened? But Father, I think he was just like trying, I guess, keep everything calm. He walked out the room for a second, walked back in, and then after a while, in the shower, check my phone, got about 20 missed calls, about 100 Instagram notifications, and it just said, it didn't even say how many, it just said like 50 plus on the Twitter notification, but I don't know how many notifications. Follows went up about 1,500 followers on Instagram, went up about 1,200 followers on Twitter. So I mean, the thing is, that was the one that's the one saving grace. They saw this and they got to explain this, because what could have happened was I could have been a swing bout or something, say, oh man, he robbed him, blah blah blah, and like, yeah, oh, okay, you know what I mean? But everybody saw. everybody saw. I was on Twitter, and that's how, and everybody on Twitter was just outpouring. They doing deep dive on the judges. Jones. That's how they found out about the racist tweets and everything. So it was a kind of a whirlwind. I got home. I did interviews from Tuesday to the next Tuesday, daily, 2 and 3 a day. Just everybody want to know what's up. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What's this? What's that? And and then I was just waiting for like the thing. And now with all this is going on now I said the next time I get in the ring, I gotta prove that this isn't a one-time deal. This isn't a one-time deal. This wasn't a one night only. I'm Jay-Z. I can keep putting out albums, solid quality work. I'm not a one-hit wonder. You know what I mean?
Man, the fight that you fought, y'all hear me say this on the show all the time. You dream to perform like that. You get in certain zones where it's like, oh my goodness, this feel good. Second win, everything on point, all that, you in top shape. Especially if you don't even need a second win. Everything's like you dream of moments like that. And I never forget me. You know how Mom and Dad feel about you, especially Mom. So we watching it, and Dad, once the decision came down, I broke down a little bit. I was because I know how hard you worked.
I cried too. I just didn't show nobody.
And
that's tough,
my mother was like, "Oh my God, they did not do this to this baby." And then my father said, because my father always used to say, the way you fought is how they not supposed to rob you, because he did everything but knock him out, basically.
Everything.
Dropped them. Like, usually you might see guys outclass guys, and then they say, oh, they might try to steal it from him because he walked forward at the last 30 seconds of the round, and they try to get the guy around or something like that.
He walked forward in the punches.
Yeah, so it's like, that was like, he literally did it the right way. Only thing he could have did was knock the dude out, and they still took it from this boy.
Yeah, that was my dad too. He was like, man, like normally, always kind of just waits to hear, like, because we've seen wild stuff happen.
Yeah, of course.
As far as judging goes, but like I go back to the corner, I'm walking back to the corner, my hands up. He said, "Joe, you a world champion tonight. You ain't jump on them ropes." Jumped up on the ropes. Crowd like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't crazy. Yeah, that means it's a few thousand people in there. We all saw the same thing happen, right? So, and then I'm just walking around, thank you, good looking out, everything like that. And I'm just waiting to hear what I expected to hear. And like the thing is, the scores went from close to wide to wider, and the wider the scores got, like, I know that's me. It's no way he got a 117, 110 scoring over me. Lo and behold, somebody said, hold my bid. You know what I mean? And then, they turned that scoring, and like everybody immediately started booing. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy.
Right.
I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, it all, I mean, maybe it all just happened how it was supposed to happen, because like when I came by, I joked, I was like, yeah, man, the reason it happened, I would like tell my grandfather, because you wasn't there, we didn't give it that right. We was all supposed to be there. You know what I mean? Everybody just stuck. My stepkid just said, man, I almost broke my TV. Greg was at Lamont Roach's baby shower, and he was like, he said, don't skip one take. He said, I gotta go, y'all. He said, I gotta go. He said, my man about to fight. He said he's holding one phone with the other phone, recording to get the result. He said, man, the other dude, he said, man, I threw my phone across the room. He said, I was just so mad. Bro, I was livid. Like, if you can see, like, Tez.
Bro, my mother was like, get him out the ring.
Nah, they knew, like, the thing is, whatever my next move would have been, Tez would have went with it. You know what I'm saying? Really, if I wanted to, I could have just started getting, man, you done with that beer? Man, throw that beer. You know what I'm saying? I could have did what I wanted to that joke, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It was so heinous, bro. It was so heinous. And then my man came out there. He came out, flew out 11 days notice. Everything. He flew out with his mother, and they went to see Prince's Palace or whatever. That's what his mother wanted to do. He said, "I'll come to see my man fight." He's actually one of my clients. Shout out to Darius. Shout out to Darius Owens. He you know what I'm saying? He said, man, after I fight, he said, I left. He said, man, but the place cleared. They cleared like it was a fire. Like everybody was just done for the night. Like, no, no, how did y'all do that to him?
Yeah.
And you know, my father like they knew like my father did his one coach of pain. He's like, man, if y'all knew how much what boxing meant to my son, y'all would not have done that to him.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
You can tell it was heartbreaking, man. Like
that shit hurt.
Yeah. And I didn't even know you, and it like hurt to see because I saw the passion and how you was fighting, and then after the fight, how you was on the ropes and you was like this.
I did it. I know I did it.
Right, we knew you did it. Man.
Look, I went to Headbangers. I was still chilling. It was a week off. Greg was getting ready for a fight. Ted was coming in there to spar. Everybody spar. As soon as I walked in, Barry saw me. He just started clapping. Round of applause, right?
Yep.
The whole gym.
Rightfully so.
You know what I'm saying? The whole gym just gave me a standing ovation. Barry, like as long as I've known Barry Honey, he's never he's always giving my props for fighting and sparring and doing what I do and winning and everything. But the way he was talking about it, he was like, man, Mike was moving, he was doing that. Mikey was this, he was over here, hit him right here, turned around. He said, man, you picked a hell of a night to be special. He said, man, I can't believe they did that to him. I forgot who he was like, I can't believe they did that to him, man. It was Thursday. It was bad like that. He said, that was terrible. Mm-hmm. He said, man, you picked a hell of a night to be special. I mean, I think since then, and it means a lot to me, for me, because Barry trained someone I looked up to and admired for a long time, and Lamar Peterson and everything.
Yes,
so
indeed. For
him to sing my praises that way, he even asked me for a shirt, this shirt right here. He's like, I got one of those. I said, I think I got one large enough. Gave him that. He said, I'm gonna wear this on with pride. That means a lot to me. Mm-hmm. I hold a lot of respect for him just because you train Lamar Peterson. I was there when Lamar Peterson beat Amir Khan. I watched that fight. You know what I mean? And Bug, all them, I hold a lot of respect for them. So shout out to Headbangers. Mm-hmm. Anytime I can go, it's never a time I can't go over there and get some work. You know, that's how I ended up sparring Pete Dobson and Isaac Dogbay. That's how I sparred early in my career. Robert Easter, Hank Lundy. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that, you know, Raynell Williams too. Guys like that put kind of fast track the development. Like, this is who I was sparring. I didn't even have my pro debut yet. Robert Easter went on to be a world champion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got him sparring. And I'm getting props from them. I'm getting access to all this different work from all these different places. And I was Headbangers always have a place in my heart for that. But coming back, just coming back, everybody like I had it in my mind. Oh, like I'm gonna get that belt. I owe it to a lot of people. I knew I was gonna go to every gym. We all did this. We all a part of this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They took that. Yeah. They took that from me. And that hasn't sat right with me since. I wake up in the morning, shower, and just playing the fight in my head. Playing the fight in my head. Running. Playing the fight in my head. Just still doesn't sit with me well.
Yeah. Yeah. But one thing for sure, the city behind you, bro. We all behind you. And we know what's that belt coming back. I think it happened for a reason. It didn't have to happen that way, but since it did happen, your stock did rise. The world knows who you are. The world knows what really happened that night. Yeah. And you got a great opportunity now against Mean Machine to really solidify yourself and put yourself in the conversation.
All that I got to capitalize on that. That's the thing too. Like at one end, this is a big opportunity. Another end, it's I fought hard as hell just to end up fighting Mean Machine. Mm-hmm. I'm juggling that in my mind, fighting Mean Machine like that. So I didn't get the result. Now I got to fight somebody who I deem is tougher than Gabriel Maestre is. And to prove to people that I belong here, and then every fight is more important than the last one.
Right.
And real quick, I hope this. I've said this on so many episodes. I've said it in interviews. Y'all judges don't fucking get it, do y'all? Cause half of the judges ain't never felt that 3 minutes a day, and they ain't never felt 8 weeks before. And when you do that. I remember I watched Andre Ward when he said, sometimes when a fighter loses, you pay grade. Sometimes your pay grade get cut in half. Sometimes when Teddy Atlas he said, now this fighter has to throw another 1,000 punches just to get back to where he just got robbed at.
Facts.
Y'all don't understand. Do y'all not understand it? And the worst part is, y'all don't take not one shot. Y'all ain't half of these judges would piss on themselves if Tierra Brown, shout out T-Baby. T-Baby was standing across the ring from him. They would not be able to make it 3 minutes. They never boxed a day in their life, but they wind up being judges. They wind up doing whatever,
Yeah.
and they take it.
Yeah, there's no accountability for judges. They have a
At
bad
all.
score is a bad score. Like that's just what it is. Like a referee calls a bad call, he might not work a world title fight again. A fighter loses, he may never get a world title fight again. There's no accountability for judges. Like just you gotta explain yourself. Like what did you see? You owe an explanation. Like those judges owe explanations for the score they turned in. Like 117, 110 against me.
Yeah,
Are you crazy?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. When I heard that, I was like, yes, in the bag, he got it.
So I heard the 114, 113. I was like, okay, so
that was the jump when you went.
Yeah, that's what I made feel like, what, for real? And my brother like, man, don't even worry about that. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about it. And then then I hear 116, 112 or something like that. I said, okay, that sounds better. 117, 110. That sounds tremendous. That sounds like the fight I fought.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel, man. I was like, whoa.
Bullshit.
When y'all ever hear a scorecard go, let's say 7 points one way, 2 points one way, and the third just has like 10 points another way. So a lot of times it be some wild shit about to happen. A lot of times.
There was no way I ain't think I had that jump, man. But you know what? Like you said, been a year, we back. Like I said, don't sit right with me, but you remember but it's good. It's okay. You remember that. You remember that kind of stuff. You remember that heartbreak, and you remember that when it gets tough in the next fight.
Yeah.
What you willing to go through?
Indeed, yes, sir.
I know what I want to win.
Yeah.
Like I'm fighting the guy. I mean, it's like it keeps happening like this too. Like fighting the guy, I'm coming off a loss. And then you got an Olympian and all this stuff like that. Like every time I fought an Olympian, I was coming off a loss, and I won. I got robbed, and this time I'm fighting another Olympian. But that's nothing. It's not even new to me. Like people are like, you worried about an Olympian? I say, and like I tell, like for Mean Machine, he's been a pro long enough that you were an Olympian years ago.
Yeah.
If I'm worried about anything, it's what you do as a pro. It's not worried about that no more. Like it's a good way to get you an introduction into the pros. But you a pro now. You a pro like I'm a pro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 46 as an amateur, but I'm 22 and 3 as a pro. So
yeah,
that lets you know it's a different ball game.
Way different
ball game. It's fair. It's I ain't gonna say fair, but it's playing field's about even.
Yeah, from the Showbox one to the PBC one.
Right.
Every reporter I've talked to has felt like, no, I don't think he really kind of 31-0. Like a lot of people, if I've had a lot of guys feel that way.
Like any of my losses, they're like disputable. Like even after I watched the Ergashev fight, I was like, man, Dad, you watched the fight? Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm gonna watch it on this layover. Getting on the flight, he said, "What you think about the fight?" I said, "Yeah, I watched it." I said, "Dad, I don't know if you think I'm crazy. I think I won that jump." He's like, "Nah." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I think so too." He was like, Joe, you were landing cleaner shots. The dude kept pushing your head down. Didn't get called for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought you were landing. I thought you were landing the cleaner shots. Same thing. And then I fought Luke Santa Maria. That was the first time I ever got knocked down in the fight. That's probably really that should have been the only thing that pulled him over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we rumbled. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Luke Santa Maria. That's another dude. Went on to keep winning.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Devin Alexander on that same card. I fought Maestre.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Abel Ramos. He lost to Jesus Ramos up at 54. But it shows like that still proof that I fight legit fighters.
Right.
I fight legit fighters. So I mean, if you aren't, if you and that's the thing I'll tell you, if you want to fight me and I look at your record and you ain't fighting anybody noteworthy, that's what I take note of. Like Slim, you haven't fought anybody like me. You haven't fought anybody my height, my experience. You ain't, if you ain't fighting winning records, don't say nothing to me. Because I'm gonna welcome you to the sport properly.
Indeed. That's one thing that Greg said about you too, about y'all sparring. He said Mike got an ability to change the trajectory of his shot in the middle of his punch. He said that's something that you learn from just being around the game for a long time.
Yeah, like if you ask Tez and Greg, they'll tell you one of the most accurate. I think I'm one of the most accurate
precision.
Punches. Yeah, one of the most accurate punches. Like that's not like when I find something, when I find something that lands, I try to, you know what I'm saying, I try to aim there, like, but like not just where it land. I threw a hook landed. All right, but where did it land? You know what I mean? You think about stuff like that. He hold his guard by his chin. Hook landed because I brought that joint over top at his temple. I aimed here, or if he got his hand back, I aimed the hook at his chin. Different things like that. I can adjust. I'll adjust. Like when you land in a certain spot, you want to throw at that same spot until he makes the adjustment. You know what I mean? It's not just he can't dodge the hook. Now it's a certain way he can't dodge this hook. I'm throwing this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Things like that. But the thing about it is like Greg is like what I say about Greg is strong. He's 140, but he's really strong. He's got short arms. He got short arms, but like quick twitch muscles and everything like that. Counters good. I seen him clip a guy in sparring. I knew in the fight with Montreal, I was trying not to be biased, but Jonathan Montreal threw like 3 punches. And I knew in my head, I didn't want to say it on the broadcast because I was working. I didn't say it on the broadcast, but I knew I sat back like Greg gonna clip him. You know what I'm saying? And then lo and behold, dude's throwing too wide. Here come Greg. Boop.
It was beautiful, man.
Yeah, that one fell. And what's more beautiful about that is, you know, dude brought some people with him, and they all moved. Like my brother was over there, but he wasn't tripping. But he said, man, I heard him bounce. He's like, man, come on, nah, John, you're a pretty weird bitch. He just like, it's sports. Talk your trash.
Right.
Talk your trash. That's what you do. You ain't gotta do all that, bro.
Right.
You really ain't gotta do all that. Because really, in truth, Greg's mom was like deep as a mug out there.
Yeah, that's what Greg said.
Y'all could have got punished out there, John, for real. Like by a bunch of people. Like you think you saw a bunch of women in GSO shirts? There's a bunch of dudes in there that don't really wear the shirt.
Didn't wear the shirt.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all get toe up. Y'all brought like 20 people. Greg brought an army. You know what I mean? And that's that. But that's also, that's why it's always beneficial, like, to have somebody like your size in the gym. Like, we spar all the time. We put a lot of rounds in together. We know each other, so we got to keep developing different little tricks, different little maneuvers and things like that.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just enjoying sitting with my boy.
That's man, this is fantastic. It's been a fantastic show, man. I know you in camp, man. You probably got a busy schedule. We're not gonna hold you up too much longer today. You're fighting October 8th. Is there anything else you would like to say to the people in the chat and to people that are gonna tune in October 8th to watch you fight?
To everybody in the chat, man, thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. You know, thank you for supporting these guys. Thank you for supporting the young mogul Cardan and his family. Shout out to his father. You know, because that work ethic is instilled. You don't just learn that. I mean, you ain't just pop out the womb with that. You know, and thank you to everybody, like every fan, every new fan, everybody that's been there since day one. Man, I'm happy to be back, man. I'm blessed. You know, I'm back outside. You know, it took 14 months to do it, but you know, we back outside. Come see, watch me fight Mean Machine October 8th.
Indeed, yes, sir.
For what it's worth, you know, I've said this to you 1,000 times, but I always tell people, you know, I was raised around so many fighters to tell you, behave like a true champion, be a champ, belt or no belt or whatever. How you conduct yourself, how people can look at you and just want to tip their hat to you and say, man, that guy right there. And I always say, so a lot of the guys that I've hung around in this sport, guys like Damon and Mr. Lamont and so many guys like that, those are those guys. And Mike, you know, you Fesh, you know, you ain't no different, man. With everything that you've dealt with, everything from me watching you grow and everything, man, it's an honor to know you, bro.
I appreciate that.
You know it, man.
For him to say that, shout out to Troy Fox from On the Line. I always get comments on as to how I was raised. I owe that to y'all. You know, I love you guys.
Yeah. For sure, man. Likewise, it's a blessing to have you on the show today. Great episode, great show.
Well, we could have been talking about it, so we'll come back on another day or something because we'd have been talking forever.
For hours, for real, man. Yeah. I know you in camp, and you got to be up 6 o'clock in the morning. Be there sharp at 6.
And nobody will watch the fights.
And the fights coming on.
Bro,
see what Shakur do.
Man.
Oh yeah.
And then Jahi Tucker. He's I like watching him. He's in my division. I watch him, but I enjoy watching him. I actually enjoy watching him fight, but you know, Never know what can happen.
Yeah.
Gotta stay up on who coming up next. And
Yeah.
Who can potentially be next.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you for always showing love, man, to me.
Course,
Appreciate
man.
you always, man.
Of course.
Good luck on your upcoming fight. We're going to cut to one coach's opinion from Coach Fox.
Hey.
I was born for this. Always know I was the one, didn't know when my time was gonna come. Born for this. Gotta be the voice for the youth, won't stop.
And I can keep this, I can keep the bass on, right? And I can stay on even when I'm on the game. Oh, that.